really, really strong.
133, Kyle Orine, ranked number 6 in the country. NCAA qualifier, 8-2 this year, taking on a real good-looking redshirt freshman, a freshman out of Brick, New Jersey, Brick Memorial High School, and Vinnie Santaniello. Santaniello back healthy here this season after not competing last year, rehabbing from a shoulder injury. Kyle Orine, the two-time NCAA qualifier.
Fingers.
Contrasting styles in this one, and we see Santaniello launch the first shot.
Good shot, and Orine is pretty good in defending his legs. But Santaniello, he just can't stop shooting. He got in quickly, getting some confidence, but that's just the beginning of the battle, especially on this high-level wrestling here, going against an All-American.
One thing about Vinnie Santaniello, he has been tested this year. He has faced number 1 and number 2. He's lost to both Vito Arujau of Cornell, and he also took a setback to Dayton Fix, and he's going to have to fight from behind here as Orine gets the first 3.
He went straight in. As soon as Santaniello dropped down, that's when Orine shot in. The last 2 matches, the first takedowns by NC State have been pretty clean takedowns. When I say clean takedowns, it didn't take 20 seconds or 30 seconds to get it. Once they get in, they finish quickly. NC State looking sharp.
Nope, came out.
Orine will ride him out of bounds, and a restart back into the center. Rock, when's the last time Orine trying to snap a 2-match losing skid? But that's the case. He did not wrestle against Hofstra. Pat Popolizio gave a lot of his starters that night off, extra time in the training room. But Orine has lost his last 2. Nick Bouzakis, Ohio State. You were there for the Dayton Fix match, which Fix won 11-3.
The college wrestling season is a grind. And you can't get too high or too low. So when you have a good win, celebrate it, but go right back to work. You have a tough loss, don't dwell on it too long, learn from it, and get back to work. Usually, Sean, when you have underclassmen, freshmen, redshirt freshmen, even some true sophomores, they have a problem with bottom. Bottom is the big differentiator in college wrestling. Everybody's pretty good on top, but really when you win in the All-American rounds and the blood rounds around the 12 and the NCAAs, it comes to moments like this. Keeping someone down or knowing how to get out.
Look at a wrestler like Santaniello, who just dominated the high school field. For a lot of these athletes, they just aren't used to being underneath unless it's in the training room or when they take that next step, whether it's open tournaments during the off season or their freshman and redshirt years at college.
You're absolutely right there, Sean. That's the challenge when you're so dominant in high school. Who takes you down? When you take down everybody, you really rarely spend time on bottom.
Let's go. Knees behind, hands in front.
A lot of experience. Kyle Orine, 2-time NCAA qualifier and All-American last year. Made it to the podium, placed 8th after going 3-3 in Tulsa. Caution given up top to Orine. Allowed a couple of cautions. A third one will be a point for your opponent.
Wait for me, I'll call you on. Set. Okay, cover legal.
So we got about 30 seconds left. Let's see what Santaniello does. He's trying to get his hips out. Good job by Orine by crowding what's called the switch. As you can see, Sean, he's leaning forward. And as you saw with Trombley at 125, and then you see with Orine keeping the pressure on the shoulders, on the palms of the hands.
Weight on the toes of Orine driving forward. Pat Popolizio certainly has to like what he's seen so far.
So right when Santaniello was lowering his level, that's when Orine was shooting and got a takedown that was just a straight-on double.
Orine had the great run last year at the ACC championships. He knocked off both Sam Latona and one of the Pitt fan favorites for so many years, Mickey Philippi. We've watched a lot of Orine through the years. And just talk a little bit about his growth and what you've noticed as you see quick stand up by Santaniello, and he is promptly brought right back down. 3 wrestlers ranked in the conference at 133.
And it's just a strong conference, as we said, at 133. And Santaniello did the right thing in that last scenario. He stood right up. He got right up to his feet and didn't try to tripod or stay and wrestle on the mat. He tried to get to his feet, and let's see if he does that again. Get to his feet and then fight hands once he stands up.
Set. Cover legal.
That's it. Getting right up to his feet. But Orine's just doing a good job. This is the experience of someone that's been in the trenches for such a long time. All-American, knows what it is, stop the first move, stop the second move, and then try to secure a ride.
What's the next step for Orine as he continues his progression that you're seeing? Another.
That was a stall call on the
give
top.
Orine the stall.
And that's something that you're going to see more and more this year. There's an emphasis on top stalling. The officials have been told, look, it's not about riding. Is he working for a turn?
Set. Cover
And
legal.
the head official, Fred Majerus, said Orine was just hanging on.
And with that change, we've talked to wrestlers, guys that are your typical grinders that like to break down the opponent and ride. It's a lot more difficult in today's age of this sport.
Perhaps we need to change the vernacular and stop calling it riding. Riding isn't any incentive, just riding. Maybe we can think of something else, fans. Something, I mean, with turn, he's trying to turn him. But it's very difficult to turn someone in college. These guys are very, very good. And you can see, Orine is doing what he has to do. Now he has to kind of get around, move to the side, keep the pressure forward.
Both wrestlers improve.
But I like Santaniello trying to get to his feet. Now he's got to kind of get his hips away.
Down.
Well, the common theme so far through the first 2 weights is the ability of North Carolina State to ride. Pitt just simply cannot get out from underneath, and as a result, this large crowd on a Friday night inside the Fitzgerald, relatively quiet.
That's true. And as I mentioned earlier, that's what NC State is known for. Really smothering top wrestling.
Out of bounds.
Maybe we should call it that, Sean, instead of riding, top wrestling. Top wrestling.
Cole Matthews used that term with us.
Yeah, we'll call it top wrestling. We're not going to say he's riding. He's wrestling tough on top.
Here we go.
There we go. Tough wrestling on top. No more rides.
You were always the creative one of the 2 of us, so I'm not surprised that you came up with the vernacular.
Cover legal.
That's right. Hashtag tough wrestling on top.
1.
And it's just, we're going to have close to over 4 minutes on top.
The first period takedown by Orine, followed by 4+ minutes of riding time as he closes out this second period. And Vinnie Santaniello going to have to try to get something figured out offensively. Don't forget, here's tomorrow's ACC Network men's basketball doubleheader. It all starts when Georgia Tech takes on Virginia Tech in Blacksburg at 5 Eastern. Then we head to the JMA Wireless Dome. Syracuse hosts NC State. Men's basketball, a doubleheader tomorrow, right here on the ACC Network.
Little miscommunication there. I thought that there was something going on where it seemed like Orine wanted down, but he already said neutral, something of that nature. But nevertheless, starting the third period on our feet. Riding time is secure, meaning that Orine is definitely going to get
Work through this.
1 point, so the
Let's, guys,
score is
work through
essentially
this.
4-0.
Work through this. Stalemate. Float up. Here we go.
And here's one of those situations where the new rule and the 3-point takedown makes it interesting. You have a match here where Santaniello has given up over 4+ minutes of riding time. The 1 takedown yet. He is only a takedown away from getting right back into it.
That's a good point there. Here's where a 3-point takedown does make a big difference. 1 takedown and you got a 2-point match. At this point, Santaniello has really got to really present himself. He's got to go after Orine. Orine does not have to do much of anything. He does have a stall. Oh, good reshot there.
Neutral. We're still neutral. 3.
That was a good reshot by Orine.
Still
There was a
red.
fake there by
Still you,
Santaniello,
red.
and Orine went right after.
Still
Now you
you,
can see he's
red.
about to cut him and see if he
Still
can get
red.
another takedown
Still red.
to get a major
Still
decision,
red.
meaning winning by 8 points or more.
Keep in mind, he already has the riding point lock, so in essence, it's a 7-1 score right now, and he is going to get 3, so he is into the major decision category. Some late gas from Kai Orine.
NC State made this trip to wrestle. They are looking really good in the first 2 weight classes. Smother and ride, very good offensively. And if it's this way for the next 8 matches, it's going to be a long night for the Panthers.
Orine will run his record to 6-2 this year against ranked opponents. A 10-1 win against the talented redshirt freshman Vinnie Santaniello, and Kai Orine and the Wolfpack off and running here in the Steel City tonight. Back-to-back major decisions from their 2 ACC champs at the top of this lineup. Trombley and Orine, they'll look to 141.